So what if you just took the soundtrack from Joker when he was running from the two detectives and you just replaced it with I Need a Hero?
I think it would be a lot better if they put wacky cartoon sounds over it instead, like the Scooby-Doo running sound or like Mr. Krabs walking.
You just have him on the fucking subway.
Whack.
Replace the entire movie with SpongeBob quotes and sounds.
Yes. Did you see the one video I posted of that?
No.
It was a video of the bit where he was on the at the end where he was on the show with Murray, the Murray Show, and they replaced it with the clips from the sounds from the SpongeBob movie. So he's talking about, I may be a knucklehead, and the ding dong is like, but
and a wing nut.
I'm a goofy goober. He shoots him.
I gotta watch that now.
I'll show you it after. Just remind me.
All right.
Welcome to the MD cast, you goofy goobers.
Episode 16.
Yes.
We remembered.
16 too many.
We are 16, starting to find our way.
Got a new podcast. Got to start at the mall today.
Thank God they didn't kick us out of Costco.
16. Love and death. Ugh. Staring off into the void. I hope I didn't hit too close to home there.
What do you mean?
I don't know. You look like after I said that you just like had your Vietnam flashbacks.
Oh, that's just my face.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Eric's just one big Vietnam flashback.
Yeah. Everyone else who has Vietnam flashbacks, they see him in them. He's like an SCP. You have Vietnam flashbacks and he's there.
I like SCPs. They're interesting.
They are pretty interesting. I was talking to Connor and them about them recently.
I was there.
Oh shit, you were just like quiet in the
Yeah.
background. Yeah, we were.
What's with like the sudden reinsurgence of them or resurfacing?
I mean, they kind of dip in and out of popularity, but they've been around for a long time.
Yeah, so they were fucking a thing back in like 2012, 2013 when Slenderman and all of them started to become a thing.
Slenderman wasn't an SCP though, was he?
No, he
No,
was.
that's
He was a
when, like,
creepy
Well,
pasta.
Slenderman's
SCPs.
actually like a real myth, quotes. SCPs are just fan-made things for fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun ones.
But that's back like when horror games and shit like that was going off on fucking YouTube, so SCPs and creepypastas and all that were a lot popular.
Yeah.
Especially that one that fucking, if you blink, it snaps your fucking neck.
Yeah, the statue.
Yeah.
That was an interesting one, but I did not like the way it looked. It looked too
It looked
goofy
like
for
someone
me.
smeared poop on a statue.
I think the story behind it was like it was drawn like that because it was like an actual statue and kids were drawing on it.
Why were kids drawing on it?
Because it draws
That's what kids
silly
do.
things. Although it was pretty weird. You'd think a kid would try to draw something on it rather than just whatever the fuck it was.
Who made the statue?
Who made the statue? Well, I don't know. That's why it's an SCP.
I like the one where
It
like
was a frozen hot gluing session gone wrong.
Yes.
What
It just kept building up. That's what he meant by the kids were drawing on it.
whack.
I think a funny joke to play on your kids if you ever have a teenage son would be to just get some random black light bulbs and say, "Hey son, I'm gonna install these in your room. I think it'd be fun." And just watch him freak out.
The sheer panic on his face, like, fuck.
No!
What were you saying?
I like the one SCP where no matter how you ever viewed the fucking SCP, it will come after you. Like, say you're just scrolling and you see a picture of it.
Oh, the Mallow virus one?
Are you talking about like the tall, thin dude, the shy guy?
Yeah, I think so.
Where if you look at him, he fucking hunts you down and kills you?
Yeah, no matter how you spot the guy, like through a picture or video, he'll fucking come and kill you. This is around when I was like fucking like 12 or 13.
And you see the picture of him.
And I was watching the video on it because it's like top 10 SCPs kind of deal. I was like, fuck, this thing's gonna come and kill me. So I'm just staring out my window ready, like, where the fuck is him?
He's just standing there ready. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna keep it away from me.
It was never ones like that really scared me. It was just the really eerie ones like the Mallow virus. I can't remember the exact SCP number of it, but it would be like
I can't remember any of those.
the dog skull one where you download an app of it and it would like start sending you pictures of yourself and then
like pictures of yourself from behind you or something like that.
And then you'd start seeing like the figure in the corner of your eye, or you'd start like, I don't know, like seeing it in pictures and shit.
It's just always somewhere.
Yeah, those ones were the creepy ones.
Yeah, I the ones I like are kind of the just what are these things doing kind of ones. Like one of them was the rot skull, where it's basically a skull with runes etched in it, and you have to read the runes out. Then they're all Latin, so you need someone to teach you Latin runes. The runes sometimes change, meaning you have to get people to like update the knowledge, and 4 people have to read it out perfectly in unison. And if they don't, then it eventually, after like 24 hours, it'll start spewing a green gas. And if any living matter comes in contact with the gas, it will basically fucking just cause you to become like rot and you fucking die. But people, like the people who do this, who read the shit out, they can't eat potatoes. And they, because it's kind of explained that the rotting matter you become is reminiscent of rotting potato flesh. And it's like said that while you're reading it, or reading out the things, if you keep doing it, it'll be like, you'll get some bad symptoms, you know, you'll get you'll nauseous, dizzy, whatever, and eventually you'll just get like an allergy to potatoes, just for some reason, because it always relates back to potatoes. And you can't actually like contain it because the gas keeps building up. So if you try to like hold it in a container so that you don't have to worry about it, the gas builds up and the container just explodes. And it's just one of those ones where it's like, we literally do not know what to do about this thing, so we just have to keep appeasing it somehow.
Ever thought just shattering the motherfucker?
I don't think that's an option, but I don't know.
Put it in Goatsee's bunghole.
Yes, Goatsea will explode. But yeah, we were talking about the SCPs, and you know, a lot of modern ones are just really bad. And one that Sushi showed us was basically a satellite that posts on Tumblr. And the whole thing is like, you can't delete its posts. You can't like, you have to look at its posts, and you can't ignore them, and it posts fan art of its favorite stuff, and I'm like, what is this?
Interesting.
Oh yes, before we keep drinking, I learned a piano ditty.
Oh god.
God damn it.
I'm out of practice, and I know that I hit that last note wrong because I practiced it for like an hour 2 weeks ago. And then we just didn't do a podcast last week because Tyler was dead and Kyle was polishing his sphincter.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm glad I got the dead one.
What, you think we don't polish the raccoons? All of them?
We polish them with Kyle's sphincter.
Yeah, it just comes out. It's just like a dispensable thing.
You need to go on the website and the SCP website and make Tyler an SCP.
Yeah, SCP-TY.
Where every 2 weeks he dies and he can only be repaired with raccoon flesh.
He just
I just become a raccoon.
Bro, Tyler would be like, what if Tyler was like a necromorph from Dead Space, where there was just a marker set up somewhere, and people who come in contact with it get all like fleshy and fucked up and become monsters, and eventually all the flesh amasses to form a convergence event, and then all the flesh comes together to form Tyler.
What the fuck?
Somebody just set one up in the middle of the woods and it's only killing raccoons.
It's just amassing raccoons. Because that's what happens in Dead Space. In Dead Space, the marker makes people into necromorphs. Necromorphs kill people, more flesh, more zombies, blah, blah, blah. And eventually, they gather so much together that they basically form into a single mass the size of a moon. So it's basically this big fleshy living moon, and then it goes around to other planets to make more markers. It's really fucking weird.
And they left the last one on a really big cliffhanger.
Yeah, because the funny thing is, I played through Dead Space 1, I played through Dead Space 2, and then I played through Dead Space 3. I never played the DLC for 3, so I never saw the ending. I found the ending.
It's kind of stupid how
well, that's
they
what
made
happens
the
when you
ending
get
in a
there.
DLC.
Yeah, and it's like, it's actually an interesting kind of thing. Like, the whole Brethren Moon thing was pretty cool, but no, they decided they'd just end Dead Space 3, the canon ending, or from the base game, would just be a whole, well, we did what we could, and now it's over. But then they have to make a whole DLC just to bring in the whole thing. It's like actual answers to this stuff. It's disappointing, but that's just Dead Space 3.
Yeah.
I like Dead Space 3, but it was very disappointing.
It was very deviating from the first two.
Mm-hmm. And I actually liked the mechanics it brought in. I liked the whole make a gun kind of thing, but you could just easily see through how it was just wanting you to buy resources to do so, and it kind of cheapened some of the stuff, you know.
I haven't played a single Dead Space game.
They're pretty good. I like them.
Tune into our Let's Play channel where we strap Tyler down to a chair and make him play every single Dead Space until he's completed them.
Yeah.
On the hardest difficulty.
Why don't we do that?
Strap you to a chair and force you to do things you don't want to do?
We already do that every week, Tyler.
But like a Let's Play channel kind of deal. It's not too hard for us to do.
We could. But,
Could.
I mean...
That's a lot of work, though.
Yeah, the problem is, right...
Not when you have a PS4.
Yeah, but Eric is pretty fucking busy, and lately I'm very busy, too. Just kind of don't know. It would be very difficult to actually arrange and do.
Maybe in the future, but not
Maybe.
in the near future.
Well, it could be like a situation where, like, say we ever have some free time, not like get together kind of deal, but like
just talk online.
Yeah, I'll hop on, place PS4, live stream to the YouTube channel kind of deal, so we don't have to like barely any editing kind of deal.
Possibly.
Maybe.
And we just hop in a call and be like, "Hey guys, what's up?" Just talk throughout the game.
Maybe.
Except cutscenes. You don't talk through cutscenes. If you do that, you're a bitch.
I talk through cutscenes.
Then
What
how
are you
are we
gonna do about
supposed to meme, Tyler?
How are we supposed to make fun of the awful games we play?
Yeah, how are we supposed to make fun of all the horrible things we play, like 7 Days to Die?
That game, like, I heard on PC it's actually somewhat decent, but playing that shit on console is absolute trash.
I got it for
you're
free, and I'm very glad that I got it for free.
Yeah.
Isn't the game like $20, $20-$30 on Steam?
I don't fucking know.
Cause I know it.
buy
I know it ain't no fucking AAA title, because that shit would be trash.
Trash. That game was kickstarted.
It's like fucking playing Castle Miner Z.
The good old days.
I actually remember way back when I saw like an old Markiplier video of him playing it, and the first thing I thought is, this reminds me of Castle Miner Z.
What was the... Was there Castle Miner, the Castle Miner Z?
Castle Miner was your typical Minecraft ripoff. Castle Miner Z was where they added zombies, and then I think they just ditched the normal one.
Because I remember playing Castle Miner Z, because the game was actually a lot of fun.
I remember playing it a lot, and...
You guys played it a lot, because you guys had the 360.
Yeah, we did.
I remember way back in the day before Minecraft came to the Xbox. So me and my friends, we played Total Miner Forge,
The good old ones.
where you could not even use your fist to punch trees. So if you broke the pickaxe before you broke a tree, you could not complete the game.
When I started playing it, they actually did have fist functionality, but I couldn't tell it was a fist because I had never played Minecraft or anything, so I didn't know the whole blocky hand bullshit. But I see this red thing with like a sliver of a different color, so I'm like, so I'm holding the book? What am I doing with the book? And then I found you could hit with it, but of course, rather than do an actual like hitting movement or something, you just kind of tilt it forward. So I'm like, I tilt my book at you. I don't know what I'm doing.
The spiders in that game were scary.
Fucking terrifying. They were massive.
They were big and they shrieked.
Yeah.
I did not like them.
Very scary.
I just remember my one and only time ever playing Castle Miner Z, a fucking dragon came out of nowhere.
Yeah, dragons come at specific intervals and they get harder.
Yeah, my fucking one time playing with, I think I was playing through your 360 or someone's.
Maybe.
I was playing with Connor, Platic, and I think Sushi.
Yeah, I don't think Sushi would have had it. I don't think Sushi ever had a 360. No. But I might have let you play it at one point when you were over. I'm like, yo, play this fucking game. Fucking nerd.
Next, this game seems like a lot of fun, but I didn't have a 360. I had a PS3.
Game was fun. It was just whack.
Diamond bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember this because I had it on 360, so your fucking player models were your avatars.
Yeah.
And so we just had our big dumb avatars running around. I remember all sorts of dumb stuff. I remember playing it, and I'm like, we're gonna go to the farthest place we can. So we'd make a massive trek, dragons up in the sky. We'd reach the end where it's just endless fucking zombies. So rather than fight my way through it, I just made a tunnel.
I remember digging all the way down to hell and then just farming off
scary.
of demons.
I remember when demons were added. Like, I remember I had a world where I dug down there, I'd set up a base, and, you know, you'd see zombies swarming. And then, of course, I go down there one day, and suddenly he's like, I look down, there's fucking Satan wagging his big fucking red cock at me. Like, what the hell?
Gentlemen, it is rounding Christmas time. Have you guys gone shopping for family or friends?
No.
I have, and I finished my Christmas shopping.
You're better at it than I am.
Well, I have a family that doesn't really want anything.
That's the problem I face. My family, I ask, like, hey, you want something? I don't know, get me some fucking socks. Like, you don't want anything else? No, just get me socks. I don't know, I don't need anything else. It's like, okay. And then, of course, they ask, what do you want? I don't know.
Fucking money.
You get me some cold, hard cash.
Some cold turkey.
Oh, that's all I ever
Ooh,
say,
yeah.
because I don't know what I want, like, a physical item-wise.
I always look for some kind of physical item, but a lot of the time I am like, you know, money's also a good option. I can spend that. I don't know, get me a bottle of fucking vodka. I don't know. That's actually a pretty good thing to put on the list. Get me a drink, because I don't bother to go out and buy any bottles myself. That's how you avoid alcoholism, kids. Just be too lazy to go out and buy alcohol.
Why do that when you have another alcoholic to support you?
That is also true. But
And that's
hey,
where I come in.
You've been pretty good about it so far, so.
Yeah.
When's the last time you've even been, like, proper gone?
Drunk? Oh, probably when we had Mitch on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was probably the worst I've been in a while.
We've toned it back.
Yeah, we definitely did.
I'm just scared to get that drunk again.
Scared to ruin even more upholstery.
Did we ever talk about the night where we had the Jolly Rancher vodka on the podcast?
Did we ever talk about the Jolly Rancher experience?
I think we've talked about the drink itself, but never the full experience.
You guys are going to have to pick up some of the slack on it because I am
As
very
if I
lackluster.
remember all that much.
If anything, I'm the one that remembers. Because fucking Connor was gone, you were gone.
I'll give you the sitch. I'll set us up the bomb, the scenario. It was fucking Eric. Eric said, we're going to try something new. I got a bunch of Jolly Ranchers, and I got a bottle of vodka. We're going to put the Jolly Ranchers in the vodka, let them dissolve, and we're going to have some fancy flavored vodka. This is the worst idea ever. Don't do it.
It tasted good.
We just got overzealous.
All right. It tasted pretty good, but it was also sickeningly sweet.
The blue one was disappointing. I wish you put more in it.
That's what I thought as well. That's why here's the thing, right? I said to Eric, well, Eric's like, what flavor of Jolly Rancher do we want? So I'm like, well, I'm saying blue raspberry or green apple, because those are the best flavors. Cherry would have also been good, but pick the best.
If we would have got cherry, I probably would have fucking died that night.
Yeah, probably. But I said, I want to go with, I'm fine with either because those are really good. And Eric says, I'm thinking blue raspberry. So I say, I'm going to get a bottle of my own vodka, and we're going to make a green apple one as well. So we had 2 full bottles of alcohol of different flavors filled with dissolved Jolly Rancher, and we just went to town on them. And we fucking died.
The thing is, the green one went away first because no one was touching the blue one.
I was the main
Yeah.
You and I were the main
assailant
blue
of
ones.
the blue one.
But Connor and Kyle, they guzzled the green one down.
Yeah, because we put extra. The thing is, with the blue one, as Tyler had mentioned, he had less Jolly Rancher in the blue one, so it was still fairly like alcohol tasting. But the green one, we just went whole horse with it. So it was just this sweet Jolly Rancher drink, and
Like,
we
it makes me feel
shotgunned it.
ill just thinking about it.
Makes me feel ill
That
too.
night, like I said, Connor, and Kyle all died, fucking threw up and everything.
Was that the day Connor just like
It
passed
was.
out on the floor?
Yeah.
Watching him fucking crab.
Fetal
No, he
position.
didn't even crab walk. He like booty scooted his ass from the at the time living room all the way to the bathroom, which was on the other side of the house. I just kind of watched this man rub his ass on the carpet like a slug the entire way there.
I'm pretty sure he got rug burn as well.
I laughed for a minute, and then I passed out on the seat for maybe 20 seconds, and then I'm like, oh my god, where's Connor?
we just suddenly come to, where's Connor? We go in, he's struggling to fucking get anywhere. Eventually, we had to sit him over a bucket. He used the bucket, and then he passed out on the floor. Oh, and I don't blame him. I should have passed out. It would have been better if I did.
Oh my god, I didn't pass out until anybody left.
I just remember, like, it was getting towards the end of the night, and all the booze was gone. We're all just chilling, and Kyle just gets up, goes to the bathroom. We're like, what the fuck? What's wrong, Kyle? And all I hear is...
It was very colorful.
Then here's the epic bro moment between Kyle and Eric. Eric comes in behind him. And they're both just standing there puking with each other. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with
We've
you
shared
guys?
that toilet so many goddamn times.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is on this bitch of an earth. And of course, I don't remember the full trip home. I think we definitely got a ride actually, because
Oh,
Connor
yeah.
could
Connor-
not move. We had to drag
Connor's
him out to the
dad
vehicle.
came to pick you guys up. I remember right as you guys left, and then I blacked out immediately after, and then I woke up the next morning wrapped in a blanket on the bathroom floor.
Yeah, I wake up the next morning feeling like shit. I get up, do the whole vomit routine, eat some carrots, vomit all those carrots up, get chunks through my nose, and I just sit down and I get a text from Eric. You want to get on PlayStation? Okay. So I get on PlayStation, I'm like, hey. I hear this dead ass Eric. Hey. So, yeah, I woke up on the floor. I'm wrapped in a blanket. I couldn't move for about an hour. I feel like a fucking gremlin. Like, yeah, same.
Like, just functioning on some of those Sunday mornings. Like, I always loved getting that level of intoxicated with the boys, but now it's only definitely a sometimes thing because
Yeah.
those days after just aren't worth it.
Well, that's the thing, right? That's what my mom always used to say. You know, she'd hear, oh, I go drinking or whatever, and I drink a little too much probably. She says, yeah, well, this is the age you do that. Get it out of your system, because you're not going to like doing it later on.
Mm-hmm.
That night was fun overall.
Yeah.
I think that's the night Connor stopped drinking.
Yeah, after that he weaned off it.
Yeah.
I destroyed you guys for a little while.
Well, yeah, because God, we started off just having rum and eggnog around Christmas, and it's almost that season again. But that's how we started, and we would start hanging out each week, and we would drink, and we started off short because none of us we weren't drinkers except for Eric, and then don't act like it ain't true. Then we just started going hard, and for a while it was just massive, horrible choices.
Yeah.
No, you and Eric went hard. Connor and I were like, okay, yeah, we'll get tipsy. But then we both, as soon as we fucking like, oh, hey, Jolly Rancher vodka, let's all just fucking die.
Yeah, or until you get into a party with everyone else, and suddenly you're like, oh, all of the booze.
That was one time.
Was that at my birthday party?
No, that was
That was
at Connor's
that was
place,
the
remember?
Oh, yeah.
Story we told very first episode, the volcano.
Do you remember the one time that we tried tequila?
Yeah.
Didn't we have tequila multiple times?
Yeah.
Because
I don't know.
We had the little bottle you bought, and we had it one time with the limes, and then we had it a few times afterwards. I remember we were talking about your family member who is like an absolute legend with drinking, fucking animal. And so if we ever mentioned him while we were drinking, you whip out the bottle of tequila. This one goes out to him.
I remember. I hated that because fucking tequila's so gross.
Yeah, it is.
I remember we just got too drunk to even cut up the limes one time, so we just bit into the limes whole.
I sit there, I'm like,
there.
Eric, give me a lime. And like, oh, okay. He gives me a lime. I haphazardly pour myself a shot of tequila, shotgun down that shot, and I just tear into this lime in my hand. Fucking Connor's on one side of me, Tyler's on the other, and both of them just go, dude, what the fuck, as I'm fucking spraying lime juice all over
Connor got
them.
sprayed in the fucking eye. I'm like, what the fuck?
It was savage. Yeah, tequila's not fun.
That's the one thing that I can always redeem myself with, though, I think, where no matter how drunk I got, I always did my best to make sure that everyone around me was at least alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was in question, but, you know.
I think your one birthday party, like when everyone came, like your other group of friends as well.
Yeah.
And fucking the first thing Tyler does when he comes in, he has a fucking
Other Tyler, by the way.
black Tyler.
Yeah, there's another Tyler.
And he has like a fucking, I think maybe a 2 liter of like Smirnoff Ice.
It wasn't that big.
I think it was. It was either a liter or 2 liter of Smirnoff Ice. And that guy's just fucking chugging it for like the first 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, he's an animal.
He was fucked.
He comes in already fucking half in the bag. He's like, I got this bottle. He starts drinking it. I look away. I look back. Bottle's empty.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
And then he started shotgunning with some of my other friends, and they were like, wow.
Did we ever mention the fucking drinking game we played with Liam?
Liam?
Oh.
You guys were trash.
Yeah, because of you!
I don't remember that night.
It was...
Fuck you two.
It was a drinking game that was cards. You put down cards. People were given cards, and they could choose to put down cards wherever, but basically... you start off with very few cards,
There's like
and then
ride the
as
bus
you
or something.
yeah, it was like as you go down. I was wasted, so I don't remember a lot of the rules. But it was as you go, you kind of pyramid it with one card, then the next row is 2 cards, and the next row is 3 cards, like that. So the cards add up, and the number on the cards is the shots you take. And and the thing is, people could gather up a lot of these shots, and they could tell whoever to drink it. So I've got 4 shots, and I say, you take 2, or you just say, you take 4. Well, fucking Tyler and Connor, they
Liam.
both have 8 shots. And they look at me and go, hey, Kyle.
Hey, Kyle. The thing is, I think Connor actually gave you the 8 shots, and I split mine with you and Liam, because Liam wasn't drinking that much.
Yeah, people, like Liam specifically looked at me and said, all right,
You're fucked.
This isn't going to work, so I'm going to cut you a bit of slack. You're going to drink that drink, you're going to pour another drink, you're going to down it. I'm like, okay.
We wanted to kill Kyle.
Yeah.
The funny, like, the
Probably
way we sat back then, it was like, I was on the far end, Kyle was in the middle, Connor was on the far end, and I would look back like this and fucking look at Connor like, we're fucking killing him. So every single time we got shots, I go, hey, Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle was dead that night.
I remember when I went over to Mitch's place that one time for one of his parties, we played, I think it was Thunderfuck, it was called.
Alaska?
No. But it was a different version of Pong. But like, there were a bunch of cups set up, and you had to put a ball in the cup before the other person could, and then you would move the drink across to the next person. And if they stacked that cup behind them, like if they got ahead of them, then they'd have to drink one drink and then put the thing in, and then it would keep going. And there were a bunch of drinks set up, like maybe 30 at the time. But like when it would get to the last one, they would pour a little bit of every single drink that was there.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
They'd pull a Tyler.
Yeah.
And because it was my first time playing and I was already almost blacked out, Mitch, being the blessed homie that he was, he said, "All right, I'll drink it for you," because it would have been me and I would have been dead.
Fucking trooper.
Indeed. Apparently he is physically incapable of getting hangovers.
Really?
Yeah.
He's one of
Fucking
those lucky
lucky.
people.
I'm pretty good with hangovers, but I get them.
I'm terrible with hangovers.
For me, like, it all depends. Like, if we do like a raclette kind of type shit, I'm fucking dead.
Yeah, if we do a raclette, meaning if we gather with the boys and Tyler goes mental.
That was a fun night.
It was a good night.
How much of it do you remember?
I don't know.
That's a good sign.
I believe I remember a majority of it. But
I'm sure you remember
told
the floor.
otherwise.
How much of the floor do you remember?
I remember all of it.
Okay.
Every tile.
Every tile, every speck of vomit,
Every breath you take.
every bread thrown at you.
You know what image is fucking like burned into my mind?
What?
AJ's fucking face. I feel so fucking bad because as I'm going right into the fucking cup, I look at AJ like, I'm sorry, I'm fine, don't worry. And then she's like, what the fuck, this man's dead.
Looking over to fucking AJ as you blow Chowski all over everything. But that's a common story. Everyone knows that one now.
Yeah, poor AJ.
Good times, good times.
What was another thing about my last birthday party? Oh yeah, the ceremonial piece of soap.
I found it so hilarious when you fucking sent me a snap like the next day. Like,
Oh, my dad found the fucking...
My parents found the bar of soap, and all I could think was,
Mom found soap
the
bar.
soap.
I remember you fucking either you sent the message or it was in the snap like, oh, my dad found the bar of soap, fucking chunks missing from it. He thinks it's you guys.
Yeah, you told them it was
I
us.
blamed it on you guys. Okay, so let me paint the story. We're all pretty plastered, but none of us are blackout or super in the bag. I go in the bathroom. This was when I turned 20. Yeah, this was my 20th birthday.
I think I did something stupid and he decided to grab the fucking soap and throw it at me.
Probably.
I was gonna get to that, but I look at the soap and I say, I grab it, I walk out, I make eye contact with the first person that I can see. Of course it's Tyler who's staring back at me.
He takes up a wide area.
And I whip the bar of soap at him as hard as I can and it hits him in the neck.
It made a loud ass slapping sound. That was glorious.
And then, I don't know who you passed it to. You probably threw it back at me.
No, either you...
I think you were the first one.
Is it
I
you
was
or your
definitely
one
the
friend?
first one. You either probably threw it to Q, another blessed boy, and then he threw it back to me, and then I said, everybody that comes over has to take a ceremonial bite, and then I took a bite out of the soap bar.
And then everyone else did. I don't even remember if I did.
You did.
You did.
Did I? Okay.
You did. Dylan did. I think Tyler did.
I think I did and I actually ate it.
Well, at least you're clean.
There's still chunks out of it missing. I still have that soap bar.
Yeah, I see it from time to time. Like, this is a blessed reminder of how fucking horrible people we are.
Fucking
Belongs in a museum.
The snacks you had were so good though.
Oh yeah, the bacon wrapped cocktail weenies and the
those were
candy
probably
bacon.
Horrible the following day.
I couldn't stop fucking eating them.
Neither could I. That's why it was so bad.
I only had like maybe 4 because I was too focused on drinking. John and Sam brought over a bottle of Kraken and a bottle of Fireball for me for my birthday, and I got maybe a third of the way through both bottles that day.
I remember I wouldn't touch the fucking Fireball. It's like, I'm not dealing
Not
with
the
that shit.
Fireball.
Oh man, Fireball
I
is so
drank
bad.
some of the Kraken and whatever else we had there.
I have so many bad memories with Fireball. Fuck that shit.
Mind making me one of those?
Okay.
Thank you, friend.
Same here, BB.
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 Haha. But yeah, a lot of wild fucking times. And it's always, Eric's family is so considerate when we're having an official reason to drink, other than this kind of shit. Because they make snacks and stuff, they make a bunch of fun stuff, and I go to fucking town on it. Sitting in this guy's living room, taking shots of whatever is around. His parents bring in just a plate of something, and I start eating it. I don't even know what it is. Remember they had a bunch of like those cream puff kind of things?
Oh, those fucking got destroyed.
Yeah.
I've requested those. I love those things.
Those things are pretty good. Thank you.
I fucking destroyed those.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff. But
I do-
always a good time.
I do my best not to mix the boys and the family together, though.
Yeah.
There was the
for
one
good
time,
reason.
like the one Christmas party or something last year.
Not last year. That was like 2 years ago. Where
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then we had the one Christmas party after, and me and Kyle got really fucking drunk at it. I don't know if you remember this, but I think somebody handed you a shot, and then you smelled it, and you said, "Ugh, smells like abortions."
Did I say that? I don't remember that.
Oh, smells
my.
like a bullshit. Oh, that's beautiful.
Your family probably hates me
Oh my god.
from all of the shit I've done in this fucking house. I fucking draw horrible things on your fucking fridge.
The fridge!
And your mom's like, what the fuck? And you just sit there with your arms crossed and a fucking grin's like, don't worry, he's an artist.
That's
As
what
I
you do.
draw a fucking Ahegao face.
Yeah, we got non-dry eraser markers, and then one of my family members started drawing on the fridge,
They started drawing dicks.
and then Kyle and me come along and we start drawing more. Kyle started drawing Ahegao faces. Oh, it was good.
They were there the following morning. Oh, it's hilarious. And I remember your family member, him coming down. Hey, we need more shots. What's the booze you got down here? We're like, oh, we got this stuff. Cool, I don't care. We're taking shots of it. And he comes back with a tray. What are these? I don't know. I don't know, but you're taking a shot. Okay.
He's toned it down recently,
For the best.
most likely.
I also remember us not being drunk and playing Cards Against Humanity with your family, and I'm sitting there like, how hard should I go on this? And would they get it? They didn't get it a lot of the time.
That made me so sad, 'cause I had such fucking banger cards, and I'd put them down, and like your mom or someone would read them and be like, what the fuck's, what do you mean?
They just don't get our level of degeneracy. I had some pretty good combinations that had some pretty good implications to them, but by good I mean bad. But
I remember
they didn't catch on.
one time when it was just some random like question, and it was like blank something something whatever, and then you said, "Oh, you'll like this one because I know your tastes," and I'm like, "Ah, ha, ha." And then I read them all out and I pick some random one, and then he says, "Did you get the one that I said?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did." But I didn't choose it on purpose because it was side boob.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there with my family.
I know your angle.
I remember I had some fucking good ones, like your parents or the other people would read them and be like,
I
what's
don't
this
get
supposed
it.
to mean?
You won that one, didn't you, though?
I think I got third place.
I remember there was
The
one
one
time
lady
we
got
some
first,
shit.
some other guy got second, I got third.
Yeah. Yeah. So these are the rare times we interact with the family unit. It's for the best we don't continue.
Indeed.
I enjoyed the one because I think I was the only person that actually hit Eric in the head.
Yeah, because you got the container of chocolate for it.
Yeah, that shit lasted a long time.
Okay, so backstory for that one. My family wanted to have. We always have themed Christmas parties, and we did a. It was a Game of Thrones themed one, and like nobody came dressed as Game of Thrones. It was just my parents that had like some very cheaply bought dollar store like medieval armor, and then my uncle came with a Game of Thrones shirt.
Solid.
I went out of my way to buy a Templar helmet and then make my own costume out of it, where I got the Crusader shield and the Crusader helmet, and I painted a big red cross on a ripped t-shirt as well and put a black undershirt on it. And I got a sword as well. Because fuck Game of Thrones.
Time for a crusade.
We decided that a game to play would be see if you can hit me in the head with a
Like a
dollar store bow and arrow.
Yeah.
One of the little suction cup ones. Most people couldn't.
I was violently drunk, so I was swaying back and forth and moving sporadically. I'm surprised I didn't put a hole in the wall with my head.
I think the original goal was to get it stuck to Eric's head, but no one could fucking do it. So we went to the point
No
where
one could even hit my head.
Yeah, if you can hit the head, you're good.
Yeah. That was a pretty wild event. And then Tyler won because he is the marksman.
I ended up eating like half of those chocolates and giving them to my sister. So
Damn,
it's so
you could have
gross.
given it to me. I don't even know what they were, but you know.
Weren't they like the liqueur chocolate things where they're like half filled with alcohol?
Yeah,
I don't like those.
neither do I.
I don't like it when hard things have something squishy inside of them.
It's strange, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I'm not gay.
Fucking hell. Ugh.
Good times, good times.
Good times with the boys and co.
I had a dream a little while ago.
That blacks and whites could stand side by side.
No,
No,
Oh,
that never
so you're not
happened.
Martin Luther King Jr.?
no,
Oh.
he's dead.
Oh shit.
They threw a cactus at his head.
Oh no. That's how they got him.
Same thing with JFK.
Damn.
They threw a cactus at his head.
But they missed, and instead the pot hit him.
They threw the fucking song at him. Who are you to wave your finger?
He was waving his hand at people.
You must have been out of your head. But I had a dream that I was Indiana Jones, and it was like that first scene in like I think the third one where he said, "I think this belongs to me, Mr. Jones." And I said it belongs in a museum, and he pulls whatever it was out of the bag. And it was the My Little Pony Rainbow Dash cum jar.
No. The jar. Oh my god.
And then I woke up and started thinking of a cursed item museum from the internet era and what would be put in there.
A lot of pony jars. You just have like an entire collection. It's like the Fallout bobblehead collection, but it's pony jars.
Oh god.
Here's my Rainbow Dash, and here's my Twilight Sparkle. I put glitter in this one. Have you heard of glitter balls?
No,
It's where you put glitter on your dog's balls.
but why?
I don't know.
Oh, have you seen that gem asshole thing for your cat's gross, disgusting ass?
No.
Is it just like a butt plug for your cat?
It's not. It looks like one, but I don't think anything goes inside.
Good.
It's just a fucking.
I think you just hang it on their tail, and then it just covers their ass. Like
What?
it's a little gem thing. You put it you attach it to their tail, like at the very base, so that it dangles in front of your cat's asshole.
Why though?
So that you don't have to see your cat's ass, and it's replaced with a gem, a jewel.
The mightiest of jewels.
It belongs in a museum. God damn. That's dumb.
It is.
Ugh.
All right, I know I've been talking about this for a while, but I thought that it would be. I think I even said this before, but I thought that it would be funny if there was two guys making fun of a brony, but they we're making fun of him about stuff
I
that
know
only
this
people that watch the show would understand. Let's improv this. Tyler, you are the brony watching the
I
show.
know nothing of the show, though.
It's okay, we're just gonna make fun of you.
We don't know much either.
Shut up.
Okay, Tyler, go.
Applejack's the best. She got nice butt. I don't know what to say.
Oh, you really started off on a high note.
That dragon, the little dragon dude is cool.
Oh, you like the fucking dragon? I bet you're fucking...
Here's the thing, only Eric can really say anything about the fucking...
Oh, I bet you want
stuff.
Ember to step on you with her big fucking blue feet, big succulent talons and shit. Fucking disgusting, fucking piece of shit.
I bet you haven't even seen episode 3 of season 4.
But you haven't even seen the episode where Applejack fucks her brother.
I don't think that was a part of the show.
Friendship is magic.
Well, you obviously
Family.
haven't seen the show then.
God, you're not even a true fan.
I love that when that one episode where the zebra lady didn't die. I remember.
You shut your fucking mouth.
I think I watched that episode with Eric. It was like the fucking final season or whatever. And Eric and I sat there for a solid hour. She's not fucking dead. And Eric's like, she's fucking dead.
Okay. It all comes out. I will admit, there was a time, probably 4 years ago, that I would have considered myself a brony.
I set you free.
Yes, you set me free. You sent me spiraling into the abyss that is anime.
Like a fucking smoker getting weaned off of that and onto like a fucking jewel. We got this man into anime.
Where I think I even remember some of the episode. The big argument was, okay, what the fuck even happened?
There
Okay.
was a war or something.
Yeah, there was a war,
Wasn't
and
there
then
like an alternate dimension or something?
I don't know.
I don't know. I've never
And-
actually watched the show. I just know what I've been told.
And big angry unicorn stabs a zebra, and then Tyler says that she isn't dead, but I was pretty sure that she was dead.
You see, I actually remember
Listen.
way after the fact. You fucking showed me the clip, and it was a silhouette thing from a distance.
Yeah.
And they're like, because it was like a war or something, so there's an army and the zebra person is heading it, and you just see fucking spear or some shit fly and nail her in the fucking forehead, and she just falls dead. But Tyler's sitting here like, she's not dead. I don't know what
A
to tell you.
spear hit her right in the forehead, Tyler. She's dead.
She's not dead.
Hit her right in her
It-
big fucking horse eye.
It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even fucking matter.
It was funny back then because it was just a solid hour of just arguing while we're fucking watching it as well.
But now I feel like a weight has been lifted. I've come clean about the sins of my past.
The pony ass has been taken off your chest.
But
I think the one thing I remember most when we were introducing Eric to anime is like we told him about like we tried to steer him away from fucking all that harem ecchi shit. We like very basic vanilla. It's like fucking.
I mean, if we tried, it didn't work.
yeah,
we
I
started.
went
him
very
with-
quickly from...
I
The
think we
first one I watched was Is This a Zombie?
Yeah. Yeah, that was like at least one of his earliest. But I think it was his first.
I think it's the one we recommended him, so we're talking about it.
It was at least me and Connor recommended that one. Because we liked that one.
I'm actually glad that I went that route instead of the normie route.
What's the normie route?
Dragon Ball Z, you fucking
Fuck off.
loser.
Fuck off.
Watching shows that only losers watch, like Dragon Ball, Fairy Tale,
One
Bleach.
Piece.
I actually tried to watch One Piece.
I watched like the first 24 episodes.
I
Didn't
refuse
stick
to
with
start a show if it has more than 100 episodes.
Why?
I just don't
Because
have
it's a
that kind of
long
commitment.
The longest show I've watched was 72 episodes.
What was that?
Monster.
Oh. No dedication.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's a reason I don't
I'd
watch
rather
anime.
dedicate myself to many good shows than one shitty one.
I got to like 375 of One Piece. I was like, I can't handle this anymore.
You fucking went far with that one. Holy shit.
Well, this is around the time where we're still like episode 800, so.
One Piece didn't really grab me all that much. It was just one of those shonen ones that didn't seem to have all that much that I cared for.
It's one of those where you had to actually like stay dedicated to actually like growing to love the characters kind of deal. But even then, not everyone loves the whole pirate open seas kind of deal.
That reminds me of when we were playing D&D. Do you remember?
Which scene? We had a lot of ocean scenes.
There was one bit, basically whenever, I've probably told this before, but in our D&D campaign that just ended a while ago, whenever we started it up, I was the only one who actually kept track of all the events. And so whenever we started up whenever a new day started and we'd go to start our game, the DM would tell me, okay, Kyle, what happened last time? So I'd always change it up each time. So one time I'm like, last time on Dragon Ball Z. But then I would just do a recap of all the events that happened. But one time we were on a boat. And so of course he comes in, it's like, alright, what happened last time? So I basically start reciting the opening of One Piece. I'm like, long ago, the pirate was the strongest in the sea, and he hid his greatest treasure.
The My Little Pony cum jar up his asshole.
Well, I sit there, I'm like, I do the entire One Piece thing, and then before I do the recap, and I didn't notice, right when I started saying it, when he realized I was doing a One Piece reference, he moved me from the Discord chat into another one, so no one had to hear me, and I didn't notice, so I kept talking, and I did the entire recap as a One Piece opening, and so then eventually, they fucking bring me back, and I'm still going. He's like, oh my god, he's still fucking talking.
Listen, when it was like, he was about a good 30 seconds into it, Jordan's like, oh god, it's a One Piece reference. Moved to the fucking timeout corner. I think that's what we called it. And we're just chilling there like, do you think he's still going? Like 5 minutes later, he brings him back. And all I hear is Kyle like, oh, explosions here, explosions there. Like,
I was really traumatic. I'm sitting there like, we get out to sea, and there's explosions, there's krakens, they're tearing apart the deck, everyone's dying. And I just hear Jordan, he's still going. And I'm sitting there like, what? And he's like, we moved you to another chat when we heard it was a One Piece reference. What?
The DM doesn't like One Piece at all.
And then fucking one other guy finally gets there, and he's like, yo, you sound pretty excited about it. I actually want to hear what the recap was. So I'm just like, fuck you. You don't get to hear it. We're on a boat.
You could hear the soul in his voice.
I was unhappy.
Back to the whole my dark past, though.
Oh, yes.
I actually don't regret my decisions because I learned a lot from that.
It?
No, I regret watching it.
Oh, okay.
But I learned a very good lesson.
He doesn't regret the pony porn.
Jesus Christ. But I learned never to be a part of a fandom. You can be a fan of something, but don't be a part of a fandom.
Yeah.
Because it is toxic, it is awful, it will make you hate whatever it is that you like if you actually spend time with other people that like it.
There's some good fandoms out there.
I am part of a fandom. I'm in a Discord server for that fandom, but they're all users from 4chan, so they're pretty real about it.
Mm.
I don't hate it. So
it just all depends on what kind of fandom you're part of.
That is true.
Because there's subsections.
Even the one I'm a part of, like, as I mentioned, the people I talk to are like 4chan users. You find the Tumblr users who are also in that fandom. By God, it's horrible.
If you ever start anything with like, oh yeah, I'm Tumblrite, whatever, I'm just gonna ignore you.
Tumblr was actually like a pretty good site to use.
Tumblr was only good when it had porn on it.
Yeah. I mean,
the honesty.
Well,
That's
it had a lot of really good artists on it. And the thing is, right?
Never used Tumblr, not even once.
Honestly, I would have recommended it when it had like all the hentai and stuff there. It was pretty sick.
I used it because a girl I was into told me I should get one. Which goes to show how bad of taste I have.
There's a lot of good fucking
the thing is,
porn
right,
and hentai on it.
the thing about Tumblr is it's actually like specifically it's actually specifically meant for posting images and shit. And so as far as arts go and artist work, it's very good for that because it's predominantly you post images. Some people post just walls of text, but mostly people post images. And it's actually like optimized for images. It doesn't like fucking destroy images. It used to not. It was actually pretty good. And unlike what people do now, where they have to go to like Twitter and shit, which compresses your shit, shows bad thumbnails of it, and generally sucks dick, Tumblr was actually pretty good. But then, of course, they get rid of half of the site's content by getting rid of all the porn.
Not half, like 99.9% of it.
A lot of it. And suddenly, no one wants to be there, and the ones who are,
Well,
they're there.
From my experience, Tumblr was used a lot like fucking Patreon kind of deal. Because, I use Tumblr for porn and stuff like that.
Yes, you've been very adamant. You've made that very clear.
Had a lot of good quality stuff.
Let it not go without saying.
A lot of good quality stuff, and a lot of people were using it to like, check out my private Snapchat, check out my Patreon, and stuff like that.
People do that on Twitter too. Because the thing is, on Twitter.
Yeah.
On Twitter, you can just set one tweet to be the like top tweet, and it's always. These are my other channels. This is my Patreon. Go give me money. I just liked on Tumblr where the bitches, or the people, I should say,
the
weren't
fine
stingy.
queens.
They weren't stingy. Like they'd actually post like what would they post on their private Snapchat and stuff like that. But you go to Twitter, they give you.
Tyler.
What?
There's this thing called Pornhub.
Pornhub is so stale. Like, come on.
Okay.
Tyler, you're an advocate of Pornhub.
There's nothing good on Pornhub.
I've
watched it all.
Tyler is the Coomer.
Tyler is that one guy, like, what was it, The Wonderful Wizard of Wank or whatever, who comments on every video. That's Tyler.
I'm the type of guy who's like on page 1000 just looking for that gem.
You don't even sort, you're just browsing.
Exactly.
Don't even narrow it down at all. Just everything.
If you just do like top rated and stuff like that, you're always gonna get like those old fucking cringy ass ones, or like the Kim Kardashian sex tape and shit like that. That's all you ever get.
Kim Kardashian fucking sucks.
She does.
Dicks.
Both literally and figuratively and literally.
Fucking.
Yeah. Also, to kind of bring it back to that whole Patreon thing, I hate what Patreon has done to art.
What does it do?
It means people don't post their full art.
Oh.
They always say, throw me money on Patreon.
Oh yeah, here's like this 1 pixel of my art. Go to my Patreon, check
here's
it out.
1 pixel of my art, go to Patreon, and you can actually see it. And they have like a Twitter or whatever where they post things. They don't post their art. They post like a cropped out image of a fucking smug face and say, go to my Patreon, you can see the full image.
That's what I liked about Tumblr, because they didn't really care for that.
Yeah, a lot of Tumblr.
I mean, that's different times too. Times have changed.
Yeah, they have, but it's like, that's one of the things. And it's like, I'm fine with people trying to support themselves, and obviously it makes sense. I see why they do it. Obviously you gotta give some reason why people are going to actually give you money on Patreon. But I want to see the titties.
I want that on a t-shirt.
I want to see the titties.
Yeah. With just a very grainy, like, blurred vision, like somebody ran by your face with a camera.
A fucking Bigfoot image.
Yeah.
We can
Of
actually
just
take
a
that.
zoomed-in picture of your face.
We could take those kind of images with my phone, because my back camera is absolutely fucked. You want to see a picture I took with Eric and I was keeping the camera still?
Absolutely, but I'm going to keep talking because this is an audio platform. Yeah, I just like this because you see it more and more now, where it's always you give me money on Patreon, and
It gets annoying.
Yeah, it
It's-
does.
It's even worse on Instagram, though,
Oh, I
because
bet. Instagram's trash.
you get all that stuff, and then you get memes that are, like, obviously advertising something. And, like, they're, like, all very, like, relatively old memes with the same template.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's, like, jerking off once a day or, like, jerking off 3 times a day. And then the last one, like, the expanding brain one is downloading this yarn app. And it's like just a full advertisement in that last block. Or there's another one where it said, 2 boys sink entire yacht because it couldn't withstand the amount of cocaine and women from fishforhose.com. And it's like underlined, they underline the name, or like why you're like your regular girlfriend versus the girl from wildsmash.com.
I love
bold
those.
text underlined, arrows circling it, pointing at it.
You know what's funny? Those ads you see on Pornhub. I don't know if you see it, but it's like, oh,
Grow your dick 3 times bigger.
they show a
My
fucking
dick
micro.
is sore and my legs are numb. Find out how.
I just love
This
the
game
ones-
made me come twice.
I love those.
I play them every day.
I'm in them. I was the mocap actor.
But yeah, I love the ones like, oh, you want to jerk off with other people, and it's just like the shitty animation of the guy fucking beating his meat. Then you got the girl one. Then you got the. Sometimes I'll do like both. Like one, the guy will be the shitty animation, and the girl will be like a real girl. But it's a girl fucking slapping her pussy. And you see it jiggle and shit.
I like the ones where it's like ugly hoes in your area.
Hot old ladies, 40 plus in your local area.
I don't see those because I use ad blocker.
You're missing
When you
out
use
on
ad
quality
blocker
videos.
and then all the ladies disappear.
But yeah, that was just my camera.
Fucking.
Send that to me, please.
That was a good night.
I need to make an Instagram post.
I need to make a call out post. It's fucking Eric with a bag on his head.
Oh yes, by the way, I'm not sure if I'll be posting that one to the Instagram for Moral Degeneration, but we now have an Instagram for Moral Degeneration.
Yes.
So
What?
go and yeah.
Yeah, you haven't heard of it.
Yeah, I made it a few weeks ago and I posted on it once and then I did not reopen it.
I honestly don't know what we're going to use it for aside from uploading like the thumbnails and the link to our
Yeah.
fucking thing.
And
I
I
would say
put
Twitter's
it
better
in
for that.
hashtag podcast. So
Yeah,
it's
might
like
as
a
well.
big open thing to broadcast it to. So we'll see how many people commented calling us hacks or disgusting on it.
I will be very pleased if we can get at least 3.
If you're gonna be doing stuff like that, I think
Let's
Twitter's
get
the
at
better
least 3
option.
thumbs down on this next video.
Hell yeah. Yeah, fucking marketing. We're not good at marketing, but
No.
hey, we tried.
There you go, I sent it.
The memes are on the go. Watch out. Those Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi
Big Daddy
memes are
meme
gonna
plug.
give you cancer, and you're gonna die.
Hopefully.
My fucking teacher was talking about
This
shit.
virus will make you come twice.
Yes, it's called Ebola, and your cum might be blood. My teacher was talking about shit, and he's absolutely batshit insane. I don't know what the fuck his problem is, but people were talking like, so, there's a whole thing's like, if the internet didn't have any viruses on it anymore, no viruses or no malware or anything, would the internet be safer and faster? Well, no, not at all, because 5G exists and it's going to steal all your information. And he goes on his massive rant about 5G, which he does every day. And then he's like, does that answer your question? No. No, it doesn't.
What's the point of 5G?
5G is a thing, and I don't know. I
Like,
stopped paying
With
attention.
my internet, like I have like obviously like normal Wi-Fi, then I have 5G Wi-Fi. Is it like a lot better?
I mean, it's supposed to be better, but
I mean,
think-
you're talking to the guy that knows next to nothing about computers right now as well. So
I mean,
stop
the
looking
thing
towards
is-
me for information.
I should know more about 5G because I have a class dedicated to networking, but I'm going to be real. He starts ranting about whatever the fuck crosses his mind, and so I stopped paying attention. So I don't know.
Well, what I think is like 5G is like, from what I've learned, it is better and faster internet, but you have to be super fucking close to the motor or
Well, modem. Modem or router.
router.
But I'm pretty sure 5G.
The little white box that makes internet go beep boop.
Exactly.
I believe 5G has either a lot of vulnerabilities in it or a lot of purposeful inclusions that basically make it really easy to just monitor everything that goes through it. So essentially, it's like how they always say, oh, they know your location and they know what you're sending to where. 5G is essentially allows that real easy. So if you set up an entire network based on 5G, whoever set it up is going to know everything that's being sent around, I believe.
Oh no, they know I sent a picture with Curry with a big
They know
dick
I
to
jerk
my
off
friend.
5 times a day.
Oh no, they saw my dick. That was only meant for the school children.
Have you guys heard about that?
No, I was making a joke. What the fuck?
I think it's here in London where a bunch of people have recently changed, like, you know how when you Google something it shows like a picture of the school?
Yeah.
Recently someone's been like not reporting, but like changing the picture, and one of them was fucking Shrek holding his fucking
I saw
cock.
that. I had an experience. I was looking up shit and I needed to look up our old elementary school. So I look up our old elementary school, and the images on the side, the first thing I see is Ricky Berwick.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
They're changing a bunch of them.
I forgot to take a screenshot of it. And if you look it up now, and I'll look it up later, it won't show it there, but if you actually see the images for the school, it's still there. It's just buried under the others.
They didn't change it.
They didn't get rid of it.
I don't think they know how to.
Oh yeah, for that school they have no fucking idea.
Because the one with the Shrek one, I think is still there.
No way.
It was
absolutely
a fucking whole thing on Facebook as well. It was fucking hilarious because it's just Shrek holding his cock. And it's a fucking public school as well.
I was absolutely amazed when I saw that, because I saw it for our school before I saw the Shrek with his cock out, and then I saw it, I'm like, what is life anymore?
Oh, it's glorious.
How long do you think it'll be until they make cyber terrorism a crime?
It already is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
But like a very, very, very punishable crime where like doing that kind of thing will land you in jail for like years
It
upon
already
years.
can.
Huh.
There's
Yeah.
guys that have gotten life sentences over it.
Did you ever
Damn.
hear about the guy who leaked a bunch of shit from, I think, Blizzard, and got did get caught? He leaked a bunch of shit that wasn't supposed to be leaked because he broke into their shit, and so I think it was Blizzard. They decided to lure him out. They offered him a job, and the point was he would come over and then they'd arrest him. He didn't take it. And then he got caught by his own local authorities.
Nice.
It's fucking funny.
Oh, Blizzard.
Oh, Blizzard.
He leaked Overwatch 2.
Hey, sorry about China, not sorry. Hey, there's Overwatch 2. We have more titties this time.
Overwatch 2 is just Overwatch, but with
The only way they can save that game is by making original porn of all the characters and putting it on Pornhub.
They already did.
Not a bad idea.
Because sex sells.
It does.
Well, I remember within the first month of Overwatch coming out, they had to fucking nerf Tracer's butt. She was too sexualized.
I think you mean the pose.
Was it the pose? I thought her ass was legitimately too big, and people were like,
I
"That
don't
butt's too
remember
big."
that.
No, go
I
away.
only remember the actual pose kerfuffle where she had a pose and
Then they
too
released
sexy.
they released the second one, which was even more sexual.
Did they?
Yeah. It was the one where she had her one leg up.
Oh right, because it was it kind of looked like one of those pinup models you would put on a plane, which I thought was a very interesting touch. Yeah.
Fucking Widowmaker has one of just her sticking her ass out. Like, what do you mean?
Yes.
I think my favorite moment of the SJW attacks on that game was when they found out that Mei was not actually fat and she was just thick.
Yeah, they released a fucking Chinese New Year skin, and it, instead of being the bulky winter coat she wears that's really thick, so it makes her look fat, it was a thin traditional garb, so it showed that she was actually fairly thin.
Is she fucking thick?
And then everyone was like, No! She's supposed to be fat! And I think they retconned it, so she was.
I like how they try to do a lot of bullshit, like how they made Tracer a lesbian.
They killed her fucking girlfriend.
Fuck.
In
How?
Overwatch, I guess for Overwatch 2, one of the promotional things is they killed her girlfriend. Cause
They dragged her out in the middle of the street and hung her.
Fucking lynched her. Hang her from the fucking street lamps.
So what does that even have to do with the story then?
It's supposed to be like, oh, Tracer is sad and angry and she's gonna fight back or something. I don't
Did you know that her and Soldier 76 are not gay, or they are not listed gay in China?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me, but I didn't know it.
Even then, turning out those two were gay just came from like little comic strips.
I mean, yeah, it just came out afterwards because...
What was I about to say? Symmetra is fucking autistic.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember hearing that a while ago.
Honestly, though, on the topic
Zarya's
of
got a dick.
What?
Zarya's got a dick.
Well, I mean, that's just
She's
common
big
sense.
Russian woman.
Yeah.
Of course she has one.
The difference between Russian men and Russian women is Russian men are normally shorter and stumpier. Russian women have bigger dicks than the men.
Exactly.
As you were saying.
I think that everybody has autism in their own way because they keep encompassing more and more things into, like, the diagnosis for autism.
Oh, yeah, just
where it's
everything
like,
on the spectrum.
honestly, it's getting to the point where everybody has these symptoms where it's like you make too much eye contact, you're autistic. You don't make enough eye contact, you're autistic.
When you leave stuff to a spectrum, I find it stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it's
I
not
mean-
fair because you can basically add anything to the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the whole non-binary and shit like that. Oh, hey, I'm a fucking Demogorgon bullshit.
I'm a Demogorgon.
Like, have you guys not seen that picture before?
Nope.
No.
It's like a picture. It has like all the different like sex signs, like
Yeah, the symbols.
male, female,
male, female,
Demogorgon,
queer fuck.
Mr.
really
I
like
got
the
no
Demogorgon.
dick kind of shit. It's fucked.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
stupid.
it is pretty whack. Well, it's just like, the problem with that, the kind of reason it exists is because people seem to think that everything is just a box you have to fit in. So they believe this is what makes a man. If you are not exactly this, you gotta be something else. Rather than saying, like, you are a man with these qualities. So suddenly you can't be, a woman cannot be a tomboy. She has to be a man in a girl's body, or she has to be a female who is gender fluid because she takes manly tendencies.
I think there's a difference. I'm pretty sure people can realize the difference between a tomboy and a girl who wants to be a guy. Because I knew someone like that, and she'd be like, "Oh, when I feel like being a guy, I'll just bind my chest and like, oh, hey, I'm a guy." Fucking bitch.
Well, it's weird.
When it comes to situations like that, I'm all for, be trans. If you're a girl and want to be a guy, be a guy. If you want to be a guy wants to be a girl, be a girl. And the one I kind of don't like is like non-binary.
Well, the thing I don't like about those ones is just this implication that you have to be something outside of whatever that holds no value to anything.
In my opinion, anybody can do whatever they want. I don't care. Leave me alone. But if your entire personality is, I am this, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, that's...
You have nothing to offer to me.
I mean, that's kind of the ultimate thing, right? You know, I'll speak how I think a lot of this is silly, and I think there's a reason why this is, I think there's a dumb reason for whatever. At the end of the day, I don't care what you fucking are. I don't care what you say you are. Be whatever you want to be, but... You know, there are a lot of people who seem to think that their only identity is, hey, I'm gay, I got scumpigliosis, and, you know, that's one thing. At least I have the liberty of not talking to these people, but it's worse. The part where it is actually bad and I will, like, fight back against you is when you force this stuff on me, and you force it into the things I like. It's like when people sit there and they're like, your favorite character is totally trans. Fuck you. I'm like, what?
I hate when people do that. Like, oh, hey, yeah, this is your favorite character? Yeah, they're fucking gay.
Yeah. I just remember the one whole meme bullshit with the Minecraft bee. Remember that?
No.
Oh, you don't know this one?
I don't think
when
so.
When bees were released in Minecraft, someone tweeted out, Minecraft bee is trans, and some guy just responded with, how? And people started just I don't know if they were meeting in the first place, but people responding to that were getting like actually up in arms, like, you're just trying to deny trans and stuff. He can be trans if he wants to. It's like, I just asked how.
Be in a game. What the fuck?
It is 3 blocks slammed together. And it is colored yellow and black. Why?
That's another thing I hate. Like when people try to enforce that on like animals and babies.
I hate it when people start talking about how infants can be trans and children can be trans. Like,
I saw recently, just yesterday actually, not to cut you off, I gotta get this out, but there was a kid that the mom was insisting that he wanted to transition over to a girl, like fighting hard through like custody, trying to say that he wants to be a girl, and then after the dad gets custody, he says, I would like to be a boy and I'm gonna go to school as a boy, because he was a boy. And he didn't want to be a girl.
And there's other cases, like there's one case where a person gets like, apparently it's like, oh, person wants to transition into or I think it was a boy wanted to transition into a girl or something or whatever. Parents like push him towards like, oh yeah, totally, you should do it. And so he does, but then of course like a year or two goes past and he's like, God, that was just a phase. It was a phase. I don't want this.
That's
but
why
he's
don't
already done irreversible shit.
Don't let your kids do that shit until they're like 18.
That's what I was about to say. Like every teenager has that phase or whatever. Don't do anything until like you're for sure, like when you're 18, 20.
Yeah.
Because then you've actually had time to think about it and you're an actual adult.
Just think about how many phases you had as a kid. Like, ones that you said, this will be me for the rest of my life.
This is who I am.
And then
someone different
not even a month later, you're like, I'm different now.
Yeah. And that's why I kind of hate the people who are like, you know, some people get up in arms when you name a baby as a male or a female, like it's a boy, it's a girl, like, and people are like, you can't force that upon them. Or even when they simply say assigned genders, like, no, this is your sex, this is what you are born as, and you literally, as an infant, do not have the capacity to understand the difference.
Especially having to ask permission from the baby to change their diaper.
That's just weird.
That one was just... That one I was like, okay, whoever tweeted that needs to get knocked the fuck out.
And it's like, the thing is, right, I get it. There are trans people who at an early age are actually trans, who have dysphoria or something, and they actually want to change. But the thing is, you can't push them into it, and especially because like there are parents who want to be progressive about it, and it's not like, because the kid doesn't actually know these things, they just do something, like maybe they play with a girl's toy or something, and then the parent says, oh my God, they must be a girl after all, they must be trans, and so they kind of push this onto the kid, and of course they're a kid, they don't understand a goddamn thing, so they just go with it. And then, of course, they grow up all kinds of fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
These things need to happen naturally, and they need to... The thing is, right, your brain doesn't even develop fully until you're 21.
Exactly.
You need to at least be able to, like, be completely in charge of your own faculties before you decide, I'm going to irreparably change my body.
But here's the problem, like, a lot of trans, like, they'll become trans during the teenage years and they'll all like fucking fully transition, they'll get the hormones and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a likelihood of you committing suicide around that time than doing, like, say in your 20s.
That's
because you gotta realize you're fucking full 180 everything.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, like, teenagers are already all kinds of fucked up. Like, a lot of teenagers are the ones who get suicidal and get depressed and get, it's not like adults don't, but they feel that a lot.
The thing too, I haven't read as much into this as I should have, but the thing about transitioning as well is, it's not like, okay, I'm fully this now. You're pretty much on medication for the majority of your life.
Here's the thing. It's harder to become a woman because the thing is, when your body is male and you produce testosterone is very strong, and So if you want to switch over to estrogen, the female hormone, you are on medication for the rest of your life. And this also limits some things you can do because, for one, you can't drink. Or you can, but it's not wise. You shouldn't. And you should, if you do, you have to limit it a lot. And that's just one of the things. Not that that's the end of the world, but, that's how it is. Mm-hmm. And you will be on medication. If you switch from a female to a male, I think it is possible to have it so you take testosterone until you get it in your system and you can actually produce it. Mm-hmm. But, the point still stands. Chances are you're going to be on a lot of medication. And trust me, I know actually going through transition stuff, like going through surgeries and stuff, it is a lot of work.
Surgeries aren't fucking pretty.
It goes on for years after you've gotten the surgery.
Yeah.
And the thing is, right, even people who are like absolutely fucking thrilled with their surgeries, right after the surgeries, they are sitting there like, I wish I was fucking dead. It is killer. Mm-hmm. And it's not pretty.
I remember a while ago, too, back when I was still at the grocery store, some of the guys were arguing about if trans people should be allowed in the military, because I think it was big news then where Trump was saying that trans people shouldn't be allowed in the military, and everybody was getting up in arms about that. But then my one manager, very smart man, he said no, he's completely right in saying that they can't, because thinking about it completely logically and not like putting morals into question, well, some morals. Mm-hmm. Picture this, you're in a military setting and you're transitioning and you go behind enemy lines. You have a gaping wound in you. You have a vagina that you did not have before. You're taking medication daily to make sure that doesn't try and reseal or anything else goes wrong with your bloodstream or anything else that's working with your transition. Mm-hmm. You're behind enemy lines and your supply line gets cut off. You don't have that medication anymore. Same thing goes for people. That's the thing, though, too. It isn't just trans people that are banned from the military. It's anybody that needs to take, like, depression medication, anxiety medication, even insulin if you have diabetes. Because if you're behind enemy lines and you can't get that.
It's a liability.
Well, and here's the thing, right? Another thing with military service and shit like that, it's very particular. You cannot get into these things if you have the slightest thing wrong with you. You cannot get in a lot of the time if you're colorblind. Like, you can't see, like, one or two colors, you're not allowed in. And the thing is, right, gender dysphoria is a mental illness. They don't allow you in with a mental illness. Mm-hmm. And, some people say, well, I'm not mentally ill. Well, first of all, a lot of trans people are. That's what I mean. Like, I don't mean that offensively. I get it does.
It's a chemical imbalance.
Yeah, it's a chemical. And the thing is, right, I've said this before to people. Some people really don't like it when you call being transgender a mental illness, but gender dysphoria is actually a mental illness because it's something you did not ask for, caused by unusual circumstances within your brain, and it's not supposed to happen. It is not proper quotes. It's not normal. And that's just how it is, Let's not beat around the bush about it. And so, of course, with the military like that, the fucking supply line point you just made is... that alone is enough to say, they really shouldn't be. But also, it's just the basic thing, because they're screening people, like, to let into the army to fucking take up weapons and fight in another country.
And that's also why people with, like, anxiety or depression medication, what's saying that they get handed a gun and immediately they turn it on everybody else in the platoon, or they kill themselves.
Yeah. And it's like, you can't... The thing is, this is another thing about processes. They're very general because you can't be super specific about everything. And so you're going to say, generally speaking, being trans is a mental illness. We do not allow mental illnesses in. Now, someone might come along and say, I'm trans, but I'm perfectly in... I don't think it's a mental illness, or it shouldn't be. I'm not gender dysphoric for some reason. But they can't just say, well, okay, you're the exception, let them on through. They're going to say, no, because you qualify under this no-fly list. Mm-hmm. And that's just how it is. And it's a wild thing. And I mean, especially with things where you're trying to change your body, that's where a lot of problems come in. Whenever you have something split up, you know, sport and everything, you split it up by gender or whatever, well, suddenly your gender's been thrown into a gray area because you're changing your body. And of course, I don't want to be the guy who has to tell you you can't do a thing you want to do because you're trying to be the person you want to be. But if you were a man who is, biologically speaking, already has an advantage over women physically, and you try to enter a boxing ring with a woman, I don't want to be the one who has to sit there and watch you murder a woman.
That I don't know if I said this on the podcast before, but I don't remember which famous boxer it was. It could have been Mike Tyson or somebody along those lines.
This is the one who went into a ring and against a woman because they were trans or whatever, and just like it was a slaughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's just a stupid idea. Like, I'm all for you being trans, but like if you're going to the point, like say you're a man transitioning to a woman, like, oh, I want to play women's soccer or some shit, I don't think you should, because
it's a test of physical capability when your physical capabilities are already advanced to some degree. It's not fair to the other people, and that's kind of the big thing I have with these competition and imbalances. I am all for you doing what you want to do and you allowed to be what you want to be, but you also have to understand that other people have a right to these things as well. And when you enter into a competition that other people like train all their lives for, you know, you have to consider them as well. And, you know, if you're transitioning from a male to a female, you can trounce some of these people, because if a man and a female did train the exact same way, a man could come out on top. You know, I don't want to sound all sexist or whatever, but, you know, dimorphic species or whatever. Diametrically opposed, I don't know, words. You know, it's rough for other people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't want to be the one who's told you can't do something because of the way you are, but you also don't want to be the one who gets trounced. You don't want to be the
person that just goes up against completely unfair odds and just gets slaughtered.
Yeah,
like,
it's not cool.
The double-edged sword of it is, I'm okay with it as long as it's an actually equal competition, where if you pit two equals together, like if there's a woman that's really good at boxing put up against a below, this is going to sound bad no matter how I say it, but a below
a man
average,
of the same comparable skill.
Yes. If you put them against each other and they're both equals, then I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah.
But if you put, obviously, somebody that was top of their class in men's going against somebody that was top of her class in women's, and there's obviously an imbalance there, the one that's superior is going to win, no matter what.
It's just like, imagine someone like fucking Brock Lesnar, like, hey, one day I'm a girl now. Now she's now fighting in the fucking female league of UFC.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've seen the fucking way Brock Lesnar looks, and if he kept that physique,
if you just literally put a wig on him, then he's gonna win.
Every woman could be in that fucking ring against him, and he will win.
You'd be like fucking Doom.
Jesus.
Berserker pack.
But the thing about it is, though, that makes me so upset is everybody's so afraid to talk about it because they don't want to be deemed hateful or
it's just a very touchy
evil
subject.
Well, the problem is people don't want to wake up and smell the roses about it, you know. The thing is, right, I don't want to sound sexist, but there are differences between these things, you know. I don't want to crush your dreams, but sometimes if you are the way you are, your dreams are not compatible with reality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't get in the boxing ring with someone who you're going to just actually murder with a single punch. It just doesn't work. And, you know, the thing is, right, going through with these changes to your physical body and how you stand in the society, that's also going to change the things you can and can't do. Some people want to think that because they have a right to do things, so because they've changed themselves, they still have a right to whatever they want. Well, you don't, because other people do too. And when you start trouncing over them, it's a problem. It's like those people who, it reminds me of those people who, like, you know, they present themselves as a different gender or whatever, maybe because they're transitioning, maybe not, I don't care, it doesn't matter. but they just expect you to understand or even when they're not, even when they just they present themselves androgynously. You know, they could be a man or a woman. You don't really know. They just presume you instantly know that they are a man or a woman, and you have to respect them like that, or whatever pronouns they have. You know, we base these things off what we observe, you know. So if I see someone and I think this person seems to present themselves as a man, I will address them as a man. Likewise for a woman. And then some people say this and they say, don't just assume my gender or whatever. They just presume that the world has to
Well, did you
bend
tell
for
me?
them. Yeah. They just presume the world has to bend for them because whatever. But I'm like, you need to make it clear how you are, or else I'm not going to know. And if you're not going to go through that step, don't yell at me. You know, it's fine if I say hello, sir, and you say, actually, I would prefer ma'am. I'd say, okay, sorry for the misunderstanding. But if people instantly get up, how did you not know I'm a ma'am? Like, either make it obvious for me at first glance, or don't be an asshole with me.
I have a question for you then. Like, say you're at a bar, you've had a few drinks, and you see this fly chick at the bar.
Hot piece of ass.
Exactly. And say, like, oh, you go up, you start talking, like, you guys are really hitting it off. And, like, you're like, okay, let's head back to my place.
I know where this is going.
Did not detect bulge.
Do you think it is right for you to ask, or for them to tell you straight up, like, hey, I'm a transgender from male to female, or...
Like, do I think it's right for them to tell you or for me to ask them? Like,
yeah.
Yes.
Either way.
Yes, it is. Because here's the thing, right? I have a right to my body and what I like. And the thing is, right, if someone they have a right not to tell me these things, but if we get to that point, I do have a right to know, because this is going to involve my body.
Yeah.
And I also have a right, if they say, I've got a big old fucking penis, I have a right to turn around and say, look, I'm not into that. I was under a different impression, you know. That's
whack.
What?
Remember last time I was talking to you guys about how the person I'm talking to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We laughed about her name.
You fucking died. But anyways, yeah, it turns out she is a he transitioning into a she, and like one night we just spent like the whole day talking about transgender situations, and like what they go through and all that, because I was really curious about it.
Yeah, it's an interesting topic.
It got to the point like she told me that like, oh yeah, I get the injections, I have all the pills. You know what it does to you physically?
What?
It fucking shrinks your dick to like a fucking raisin.
Oh yeah, I did know that.
That's fucking whack. Have you seen the surge? Like, have you watched like a video of like the kind of surgery they do? Holy fuck! It's not good. It's not pretty. It's fucking disgusting.
Oh yeah, I imagine. And it's like,
you want another weird thing?
What?
Like, has your dad got the surgery, or your
Yes.
mom now? You know what they do? They chop off, like when they male to female.
Yeah.
They chop off your dick.
Yeah.
And they do with everything, like they make the hole and everything.
Yeah.
Oh my! They take the tip of your dick and they put it inside you, like acts like a clit, because they actually you can still.
Yeah, they
feel it.
repurpose it.
And it's the tip of your dick is the clit. And like you can see the hole, the uterus, the hole, as it's fucking poking out. I was like, what the fuck? That shit's fucked up.
Yeah. I don't know a whole lot about it because, I'm gonna be honest, I don't ask. I don't ask about the specifics. The only thing I know is that they also have an incision that's like a little higher up that's meant to drain a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of blood. But,
Oh, it's so fucked.
yeah. A lot of
I've seen
that
what
stuff
a
as well.
fucking transgender dick looks like. It's weird.
Yeah, but I mean, on the original topic, like, some people think it's okay to just not tell you these things and then get cross at you when you finally figure it out and you're like, whoa, that's not what I'm in for.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know...
It's not like I'm saying like, hey, you should bust out a card saying, okay, yeah, I'm transgender. You should be honest about that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't need to know you're transgender or what. Like, here's the thing, right? It's a thing, you know, specifically with my mom has talked about this before. Not everyone sees it this way, but some people, like my mom, do. It's not cool to out someone as trans because obviously you transition. A lot of people just want to be what they're trying to be,
Yeah.
and I understand that, and you have a right to that. But
at the same
if you
time,
reach the point where you are getting sexual with someone, that's the point where you tell them this. Because here's the thing, right? Let's say, scenario, you're with a girl. She's lovely, you're in a committed relationship, and you see her body, and she seems to be a female. You know, because she's gotten surgery and you haven't looked close enough, you don't know anything about transgendered female bodies. She looks like a female. But then you try for a family, and suddenly you realize she can't bear children. You know, your dreams of a family are now dead. And you say, well, why is that? Well, because she's transgender. She is sterile, and she cannot do that. And, well, you say, well, I was really looking forward to starting a family. This was kind of a big thing I was looking forward to and working towards. This is one of the things you should have mentioned before.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, these are the things that make and break relationships. You know, communication. That's what people will tell you all the time when you ask, like, what's an important thing in a relationship? Communication. And this is one of the most important things to communicate. Because if you have altered your body, or your body is different from how it naturally should be, this is an important thing. It's the exact same thing, not the exact same thing, but it's similar to if you, say, had some kind of sexually transmitted disease. I don't like to phrase it like that because that sounds real rough, but
it's a good way of putting it with being you know, it's a good way of putting it without intending offense.
Yeah, like this will affect your partner as well, and it's not cool to just go with things and not tell them. But you know, that's why I always say you can be whatever, but if you're getting in the bedroom with me, I want to know the details.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know
or I'll find them myself.
Here's the thing, right? If someone told me the details, I would be cool about it, you know. If, you know, it might end with, you know, a relationship breaking up, but I would be cool with it, you know, like, oh, you know, I have no problem with you being the way you are, it's just this isn't what I want in a relationship. Other times, you know, maybe someone is like, I'm transitioning into a woman, but right now I haven't finished it yet, so I'm still technically male. Well, I can see myself saying, well, if you finish it and you're still going through with it, I'm fine with that. I'm just not fine if you stay a male. And they say, well, okay, I'm going to transition anyway, that's fine. But it can be a big problem if you don't know these things. And if they do not tell me, and I reach the point where I figure it out myself, I'm going to be angry. Because this is very important. Why didn't you tell me this? You know, don't leave it till the last minute, because that just makes it worse.
It's a very touchy subject.
It is.
I have a thought.
Then do tell.
What if you get a man and you blindfold him and sit him in a chair in a room with stuck-in people? It's a cube room, and women's butts are in the walls, and they're waiting to be fucked, but all he can smell are farts.
This just sounds like a bad Japanese sex show.
He believes it is hell, but it would only be heaven if he felt around and just pulled his cock out.
Thanks for coming to the MDcast, episode 16. It's been...
I'll save that topic for next episode.
It's been a good one. Gone real overtime here, running on around an hour and 40 minutes. So
What the fuck,
yeah,
Eric?
we have to cut it off right here. So it's been your usual hosts. It's been Eric. It's been Kyle. It's been Tyler.
Hi.
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 Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Thought.